A page can rank on page 1 and still lose the user. That sounds strange if you built your strategy around the old SEO model. For years, rankings were the scoreboard: move higher, get more visibility, reach the first few results, win the click. Win enough clicks, and search traffic could turn into leads, subscribers, affiliate revenue, client inquiries, product sales, or brand awareness. But that path is becoming less predictable. A user may search on Google and see an AI-generated summary before the traditional links. They may ask Perplexity and get a direct answer with citations. They may ask ChatGPT to compare tools, summarize options, or recommend a workflow. They may use Gemini inside the Google ecosystem. They may use Claude to analyze long documents and shape a decision from multiple sources. In each case, the user is not only searching, they are delegating part of the research process. And once that happens, ranking alone may not be enough. Page 1 visibility still matters. Classic SEO still matters. But there is now another layer between your content and the user's decision. That layer can summarize, compare, filter, and recommend before a person ever clicks. So the question is no longer only, are you ranking? The better question is, are you being selected, cited, trusted, and remembered inside the answer layer? That is the shift creators, marketers, SEO professionals, bloggers, freelancers, automation builders, and online business owners need to understand. Because your ranking report may say you are winning, while your audience never arrives. Search is moving from a list of links toward a layer of answers. Google's own documentation says AI overviews and AI mode can use something called query fanout. In simple terms, the system may issue multiple related searches across subtopics and sources to build a response. Google also says the same SEO fundamentals still apply, but AI features may surface different and more diverse supporting links than classic search. That changes the way content is discovered. In the old model, a user typed one search query. You optimized a page for that query. The search engine returned a list. The user clicked one of the results. In the AI search model, one question can turn into many hidden searches. A user might ask, what are the best AI tools for YouTube research? But behind that simple question, the AI system may look across tool comparisons, workflow examples, documentation, pricing pages, user discussions, recent updates, and alternative recommendations. The visible question may be short, the research behind the answer may be much wider. That means your content is not only competing for a position, it is competing to become useful material inside a generated answer, and early behavior data makes this shift hard to ignore. Pew Research Center analyzed Google search behavior from 900 US adults and found that, when an AI summary appeared, users clicked a traditional search result in 8% of visits. When no AI summary appeared, they clicked a traditional result nearly twice as often, at 15%. Pew also found that users clicked a link inside the AI summary in only 1% of visits where such a summary appeared. That does not prove every website will lose traffic. It does not mean SEO is dead. But it does show why the old scoreboard may be incomplete. If an AI answer can satisfy part of the user's question before the click, then creators and businesses need to think beyond ranking position. They need to think about whether their content deserves to be referenced, summarized, and trusted. The old SEO workflow was much simpler. You found keywords, you checked search volume, you studied ranking difficulty, you looked at competitors, you wrote a page designed to match the intent. Then you track rankings, impressions, clicks, and conversions. That workflow still has value. A page still needs to be crawlable. It still needs to be indexable. It still needs to be relevant. It still needs to be helpful. The technical foundation has not disappeared, but the weakness of the old model is that it often treated visibility as the finish line. Rank higher, get more traffic. That was the assumption. Now that assumption needs more caution, because the user may not begin with a short keyword anymore. They may ask a longer question. They may ask for a comparison. They may ask for a recommended workflow. They may ask an AI assistant to narrow the options before they decide what to read. So the content job changes. The question is not just, can this page rank for a keyword? The question is, can this page help answer a decision that is a much higher standard? Generic content becomes easier to summarize. Thin content becomes easier to ignore. Repeated definitions become less valuable. A long article that says the same thing as every other article may still rank, but it may not give the answer layer much unique value. This is where the workflow really changes. AI search does not simply reward pages that repeat keywords. Based on available information, it appears to favor content that is clear, specific, useful, and easy to understand, content that explains trade-offs, content that supports claims, content that gives context, content that helps a user make a decision, but that does not mean writing for robots. Google's guidance still points site owners back to helpful, reliable, people-first content. It also says there are no special technical requirements or special schema needed just to appear in AI overviews or AI mode. That cuts through a lot of the hype. There is no magic AI SEO switch. The real value is not the trick. It is the system behind the content. A modern SEO workflow has to combine classic search fundamentals with answer quality, entity clarity, and conversion design. Classic SEO asks whether the page can be found, crawled, indexed, and understood. Answer quality asks whether the page actually solves the user's question better than a generic AI summary. Entity clarity asks whether the system can understand who you are, what you do, what the page covers, and why you are credible. Conversion design asks what happens after the click. If the user does visit, does the page give them a reason to stay, trust, subscribe, contact, or buy? That is the practical reality now. Not ranking versus AI, ranking plus AI visibility. Not keywords versus answers. Keywords connected to a broader decision journey. Here is the mechanism in plain language. A user enters a question. The AI system tries to understand the intent behind that question. It may break the question into subtopics. It may compare multiple sources. It may generate a direct response. Then it may attach supporting links, citations, or follow-up paths. Your content can play two roles. It can be the final destination after the click, or it can be an input used to shape the answer. That second role is what many people still overlook. If your page is vague, outdated, thin, or generic, it gives the system less to work with. If your page has clear definitions, useful examples, recent context, structured explanations, named sources, practical comparisons, and obvious expertise, it becomes easier for both humans and AI systems to understand. But human judgment is still essential. AI tools can help map questions, summarize competitors, organize research, and generate drafts. They can speed up the thinking process. They can widen the research surface. But they can also make errors. They can overstate patterns. They can miss recent changes. They can sound confident when the evidence is weak. So, the better workflow is not letting AI replace strategy. The better workflow is using AI to expand the research, then using human judgment to decide what actually matters. Take SEO research. In the old process, you collected keywords, checked volume, analyzed competition, and built pages around target terms. The new workflow still uses keywords, but it adds question mapping. Instead of only targeting a term like AI SEO tools, you map the full decision path. What is AI SEO? How is it different from traditional SEO? Which tools help with research? What can be automated? What still needs human review? How should someone measure visibility when clicks may decline? That gives you a more complete content strategy. The benefit is not just more traffic. It is better alignment with what the user actually needs to decide. But this still needs manual checking. Search volume data can be incomplete. AI-generated topic clusters can include weak ideas. And a tool cannot automatically know your audience, your offer, or your business model. Now look at content planning. The old process was often competitor imitation. Search the keyword, open the top results, copy the structure, write something longer. That approach is weaker now because average content is easier for AI to summarize. If your page is only a slightly longer version of what already exists, it may not give users or AI systems a strong reason to treat it as a valuable source. The better workflow asks a sharper question. What can we add that a generic AI summary cannot easily replace? That may be a real workflow, a hands-on comparison, a strong framework, a clear point of view, a better explanation of trade-offs, a more useful example, or a page that connects the topic to a specific audience and decision. The benefit is higher usefulness, not just higher word count, but again, manual review matters. AI can find gaps, but it cannot fully judge whether your insight is credible, original, or aligned with your audience. The same applies to YouTube research. The old process was to look at high-performing videos and copy the topic angle. That can still be useful, but it often misses the deeper viewer psychology. A video about why rankings alone may not be enough is not really just about rankings. It is about fear of losing traffic, curiosity around AI search, and the desire to stay relevant as SEO changes. AI can help you explore those layers. It can summarize the trend, identify the tension, compare workflows, and structure the argument. The benefit is a sharper hook and a more strategic script, but the script still needs human control. AI can easily turn a serious topic into hype. It can repeat broad claims. It can exaggerate the death of SEO. It can make everything sound more certain than it is. For freelancers and agencies, the shift may be even more important. The old service model often focused on ranking reports, blog posts, backlinks, and keyword tracking. Those services may still matter, but clients are likely to ask more complicated questions. Why is traffic down if rankings are stable? Why are competitors appearing in AI answers? Why does Perplexity cite one source but not another? Why does ChatGPT mention certain brands? Why do informational pages get impressions but fewer clicks? A more modern service may include AI visibility audits, question cluster research, content clarity reviews, brand mention analysis, source authority mapping, and conversion improvement for fewer but more qualified visitors. That creates a stronger advisory role. But there is a clear limitation. Nobody can guarantee placement in AI answers. Anyone promising guaranteed AI citations is probably overselling. For online business owners, the old workflow was often straightforward. Publish content, rank, get traffic, capture leads. The new workflow needs more resilience. Search visibility still matters, but it should connect with email, YouTube, social proof, product pages, comparison pages, community, and direct brand demand, because if some informational clicks decline, the business that survives is not only the one with rankings. It is the one users already trust enough to search by name. That is why a brand matters more in this environment. Not vague branding, practical branding, clear expertise, clear offers, clear proof, clear reasons to choose you. When you compare this with the old way, the trade-off becomes clear. Manual SEO is still strong for strategy, judgment, positioning, and understanding business goals. AI workflows are faster at mapping topics, summarizing competitors, generating question clusters, and organizing research. But faster does not automatically mean better. A bad AI workflow produces more average content at higher speed. A good AI workflow produces clear decisions with better checks. Compared with Google search, AI answers are useful for broad questions, summaries, comparisons, and multi-step research. But classic search is still valuable when users want source control, fresh pages, exact documents, local results, product pages, or direct navigation. Compared with ChatGPT, search is often better for quickly verifying current facts across multiple sources. ChatGPT is useful for synthesis, planning, outlining, rewriting, and turning messy research into a workflow. But ChatGPT can still be wrong. It can miss current details. It can make weak assumptions. It can sound polished even when the information needs verification. Compared with Perplexity, Google, Gemini, or Claude, the difference is not just the model. It is the retrieval environment. Perplexity is built around answers with citations. Google blends AI into the search results page. ChatGPT is often used as a reasoning and workflow assistant. Claude is often strong for long-form analysis and document work. Gemini connects closely to Google's ecosystem. None of them removes the need for source checking. The smart workflow is not choosing one tool and trusting it blindly. It is using each tool where it fits. Use search for discovery and verification. Use AI assistants for synthesis and structure. Use citation-focused tools to explore sources. Use human review for final judgment. That is the difference between automation and strategy. Before anyone builds around this shift, there are serious limitations. The first is measurement. Traditional SEO gives you rankings, impressions, clicks, and conversions. AI answer visibility is harder to track. Different users may see different outputs. AI summaries may change. Tools may disagree. Some platforms provide limited referral data. Citations do not always create clicks, so the data can be messy. You may know that search behavior is changing, but still have difficulty proving exactly how one AI feature affected one page. The second limitation is control. Google says pages need to be indexed and eligible for search to appear as supporting links in its AI features. It also says there is no special schema or machine-readable file required just to appear in those features. So, the fundamentals matter, but there is no simple control panel where you can force an AI system to cite you. The third limitation is content quality. If everyone uses the same AI tools to produce the same definitions, the web fills up with average answers. Average answers are easy to summarize and easy to ignore. Specific expertise is harder to replace. Real examples are harder to replace. Clear thinking is harder to replace. The fourth limitation is accuracy. AI tools can hallucinate. They can cite weak sources. They can misunderstand what a page says. They can summarize outdated information. They can confuse correlation with cause. They can turn uncertain trends into confident conclusions. That is why every serious AI workflow needs human review. The fifth limitation is privacy. Creators, freelancers, and agencies should be careful with client data, unpublished strategy, customer lists, financial information, private documents, and sensitive business details. Do not paste information into AI tools unless you understand the tool's data policy and your own responsibilities. The sixth limitation is over-automation. AI agents can help monitor, summarize, classify, research, and draft. But if you allow agents to publish, email, modify websites, or make business decisions without review, errors can scale quickly. Automation does not remove responsibility. It increases the need for workflow design. The final limitation is uncertainty. Publishers and regulators are already challenging how AI summaries use web content. Some infrastructure companies are giving site owners more ways to inspect or control AI crawler behavior. The relationship between AI platforms, publishers, search engines, and website owners is still evolving. So the worst response is panic. The second worst response is blind optimism. The better response is adaptation. Rankings still matter, but they are no longer the whole strategy. In the old search world, the goal was to appear high enough that users clicked. In the AI search world, the goal is broader. You want to be discoverable by search engines, understandable by AI systems, useful inside answer experiences, trusted by humans, and strong enough as a brand that people still want to visit directly. That is the lesson. Do not stop tracking rankings, but add better questions. Does this page answer a real question clearly? Are the claims supported? Are the examples specific? Is the content fresh enough? Does the page show expertise? Can a person understand the value in 10 seconds? Can an AI system identify what this page contributes that is different from every other page? And when someone does click, does the page give them a reason to stay? The practical action is simple. Choose one important page, video, article, or client asset. Do not only ask, does this rank? Ask, would this deserve to be cited in an AI-generated answer? If the answer is no, improve it, make it clearer, remove filler, add useful examples, update weak sections, strengthen the structure, show the real decision path, connect the content to the next step the user needs. Because the future of SEO is not just about chasing positions. It is about becoming the source that humans and AI systems can trust. And that is why rankings alone may not be enough.